You're tuned in to Psychoactive. Please stay on the line. A representative will be with you shortly.
One, two, three, four. The shafts. Damn, dude, I missed that last strum. Caught my hands. I got too crazy.
Just blast it then. Just blast one more. The shafts.
Oh, there we go. Please. It's our pleasure. We're happy to be here, you know.
Audience, yeah. That's fucking right, dude.
We're back, baby.
Yeah, we're back.
Post move. Sorry for the hiatus. All of our, everyone's on the edge of their seats. Like, where did the shafts go?
Mm-hmm. They've been asking.
They disappeared. Like, I can just imagine, We had our upload schedule was pretty consistent, and then
it was 5 days a week.
Dropped off this.
Oh, not 5 days a week. Once every 5
about
days.
5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
And then
so,
we just,
life got in the way,
Life. Well,
yeah,
I
moving
packed,
basically.
I packed. Oh, yeah. We just moved up to the big
C.
The big C.
I don't know what you call it.
Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
Things are looking up for the boys.
Yep. We got a new stewed now. New background.
Stooge. We'll have to post some
Yeah.
some pictures on Instagram of like the whole lab.
Hell yeah, dude.
Because this is the lab.
I'm still not used to it.
Cooking up some beats. Yeah, it's starting to feel more and more like home.
Yeah.
Getting some lights up, making it feel comfy.
Getting some soundproofing up so we can actually record some songs. This is just looking good for the shafts, guys. You don't even know.
You don't even know.
This is where it all begins now.
You aren't ready.
No.
I don't even know if we're ready for how.
I'm not ready yet.
The turbulence.
The rough road ahead. I mean, that's all part of becoming. You know
what I'm thinking. So we haven't really. We got to get some songs hammered away. I'm just like. Not looking forward to like gigging. Like once we start gigging, it's just like
as an unknown band that we were gonna be.
I mean, all of it. Like having to pack up my drums is like the first thing I think of. Like, I gotta pack up my drums every time. Drive. Every time. That's the thing, though. I mean,
we're pretty close to a bunch of shit though, so it's not like we're gonna have to drive very far.
Till we get
which is nice.
Out of town gigs, dude. Start making those big bucks, dude. $50, maybe $100.
A gig.
Yeah. Dude, that's big money.
That is big money. Dude, honestly, any kind of money from us playing songs is fucking, that's money, dude.
That's money. You're on the trail to the top.
Exactly.
We're not stop until we reach the top. And then beyond that.
That's true.
Dude, honestly, I just really want to be in a position where like I've kind of like walked the road, I know more than I know, and I have resources that I can invest in people like us now, and
who like have ideas, basically.
Yeah, who have ideas. Right. Like they're young, they've got like a lot of really good ideas. They're talented, and like, give them the tools and also the resources, maybe like money, and like help them. I feel like that.
Just because it's so hard when you're like young to like do shit like that and like get jump started.
Right.
Yeah, especially for
Just
people
like
that aren't in like a high population area like we were in Athens. It's especially hard.
You mean like that aren't in the high population area? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
we're moving on though, dude. Moving on.
It's not about the journey. It's about the destination, dude. And I got that backwards. It's about the journey, not the destination.
Right. And how you grow along the way.
I think too much about the journey. Or the destination.
Right. No, I think too much about the destination myself.
Yeah, you're like, man, once I do that, like once we,
it's so easy to think you can just do it,
Right. It's like a day that comes, and then all right, here we are now. We're in the land of the fortunate. It's like,
right.
God rains blessings down upon you from there on out.
Yeah, one day, dude. It's all time.
Honestly, like we're gonna be 20 years looking back, like reminiscing about these days where it was so easy. We're doing it for the fun of it.
There wasn't even anyone watching.
There's no pressure. There's no one like
Right.
riding on it. There's not like we have like a bunch of people relying on us.
So I guess it is kind of nice right now then.
Yeah.
It's just not nice
all
money
the-
wise.
It's not nice money wise. It's not like
But-
the stress and the insecurity of not knowing your future.
It's not like that's what
But
we're doing it
the
for,
that's
though.
the risk.
You know?
It's the risk you gotta take.
Right. We're just doing this because it kind of helps us for the most part.
What, the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, doing this podcast has just been so fun. I feel like we've talked about it before. Like, it's definitely like therapeutic in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, you know, people say to like journal. Podcasting, I feel like, is like sort of just like an audio journal.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting your thoughts out. You know, also it's like a conversation. We're
Right.
bouncing ideas off of one another. And
A verbal way
a
of
verbal
doing it.
journal, a double
Yeah.
journal. It's kind of getting in my face a little bit. But
All
yeah,
right.
I mean, speaking of music,
Yeah.
what made you want to play music in the first place? Like, how old were you? When was like the first time you
Like expressed interest in like
expressed
being
interest,
a musician?
Like, that was what you wanted to do.
I had to have been like 15, dude. There's like low key a story about it, but there's not really a story. I just wanted to pick up girls.
Weave the story for you. Wanted
somehow.
girls.
Yeah.
somehow?
I was 15. I was like, what was I doing? I think I was just being like, I was just the nerdy kid, but like I wasn't like super smart. I just like played a shitload of video games,
Right.
and like was super into computers. But I was like, girls don't really like guys that do that, and I would like a girl to be in my life. I was 15, you know. Obviously, I
Right.
want some women,
Some tang,
yeah,
maybe.
some tang, obviously. So I was like, you know, how could I do that? How could I get them to just flock to me? And my first instinct is, oh, I can just play guitar, you know,
Right.
easy, simple, dude. So I was like, all right, how do I do that? I didn't know how to buy a guitar since I was 15. I didn't have a car yet or anything. I couldn't go somewhere. So I had to figure out the cheapest possible way that I could start playing guitar. And that was going on eBay and just typing in guitar. I found what was the brand? It was Crescent brand. Don't know what it is. It was a guitar and an amp combo
Nice.
for $100.
Dude, that's a steal.
So you know it's quality.
pristine sound.
Yeah. So I got that, and the rest is history, basically. You know.
You still can't play guitar.
No,
I'm joking.
no, really though. Like I would just start learning, like picking up tabs and like looking at tabs
Right.
for songs,
Yeah.
and like I couldn't fucking do it. So I like got lessons for like I thought I was just gonna take lessons from then on out for just ever.
But this whole time, your motivation was still just
Girls,
need that poontang, baby.
women, yes. So I went to lessons for like 2 weeks, literally, and I was like, I don't want to do this. This is stupid. So I just stopped going to lessons, and then from then on out, I just been teaching myself how to play things based on how it sounds. Yeah. So I haven't learned like any keys or like specific notes until like recently, where I've just learned like, oh, if you put 2 frets up on the E string, it's
Right.
the fucking F now or whatever, or actually just 1 because of F.
Right.
It's still it's still a mental process I have to go through. It's not like automatic for me yet.
Would you consider taking guitar lessons again?
No.
Why not?
I would rather learn on the fly. Like I just need to be told what's what, and then I can like, because my fingers can move pretty well. It's just I don't know what I'm playing most of the time because I don't have that bass.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't need to take lessons to get that bass, but I didn't do any of the proper learning required to get that bass.
Well, the thing that's great about this time is like, you know, the internet just
Exactly.
is pretty much like such a wealth of resources that, yeah, you don't really need. Like teachers are I only took guitar lessons for about a year from like 2 different teachers, like 1 per semester. And it helped me, but like at the same time, I just wasn't taking it seriously. So like I could see how it could be like really helpful when you're like, okay, you know, this is what because they ask you like, well, what do you want to learn? And so I'm kind of just like, teach me how to play the guitar. You know,
Right.
What do you mean? I mean, I wouldn't say that, but like in my head, I'm like,
That's what you're thinking.
these are guitar lessons, like teach me. But like, I really wasn't like putting the time in like at home, you know, practicing every day like I should have been. I wasn't like focusing on the things they were telling me, and then I also wasn't like writing down questions I would have that I could come in and then ask what, you know, and then they'd be able to like, you know, answer those questions. But I guess I don't.
So
I wasn't
wait,
going anywhere.
how old were you when you like first like thought about like wanting to do that, wanting to just play music? Or
Yeah, it's really funny because like growing up, and like I know this now. Like I have such a vastly musical mind. Not to sound like egotistical, but like I'm just always just like singing shit and like growing up. I remember as a kid, I would just like be making up songs in my head, but it never really occurred to me like, hey, I'll be a musician because like I don't know. It's not like my parent. I mean, I took piano lessons, but that was more just like my mom wanted to be like no piano, sort of like I feel like sort of like a Mormon thing, you know, like everyone knows piano if you're Mormon, pretty much.
Is that true?
Not everyone, obviously, but like
I mean, you know piano.
a large portion. I'm not a proficient. I wouldn't call myself.
You know how to play things that sound well together.
A little bit. I'm not good with like I
Right,
can't just,
double
like, sit down and
hands.
like brrr,
Yeah,
because I haven't really practiced. I took lessons as a child, but
right.
I would, as a kid, and I remember like maybe like sixth grade ish. I thought of like a song. I like wrote a song or two, like wrote lyrics to.
Sixth grade.
Somewhere around there, fifth or sixth grade. But I still like never really in my head was like, oh, I'll do that, because like it always just seemed like such a distant thing. Like you're never gonna be able to do that.
Well, I mean, not like a professional musician, just like someone who has interest in playing music, like just playing guitar, playing piano.
I don't know, for some reason, it just never really occurred to me. It was either like, you're going to do that, like, if you play music, you're a musician. I feel like it kind of stems from like my apprehension, which I still have, you know, in terms of like playing music. Like, you know, you see musicians and like, you're like, ooh, like, I can never do that. Like, I'm a fraud. Like, I call myself a musician, but like, oh, I'm not that good, or like, I don't have the music yet, and stuff like that. So like going back to like when I was younger, you know, it was way worse. I was like a child. I wasn't as developed as I am now, to where I'm like, no, I can do this.
Right.
It's
Just
like
even
feelings.
more
But I was,
insecure.
like, yeah, even more. I was just like, you know, like thinking back, it didn't really even register like, oh, I'll be your musician. But my brother had a guitar, an acoustic guitar, I'm looking at right now, that he got for Christmas one year, because he was like taking a guitar class. Just said ass.
In middle school? You
middle
just had
school.
guitar classes?
Yeah, it wasn't called, it was like music appreciation is what it was called.
Music appreciation.
Kind of taught you guitar. I was in band.
Dude,
so
in
it
my
takes that, but-
music class in elementary school, we had the recorder.
Yeah,
As
I
in,
did record it
that's
too.
bullshit. The worst sounding thing ever.
Yeah, but so he had a guitar, and then it just sat around, you know. And so one day, he got like the guitar, and then for Christmas he got like a DVD, like, and like a book set, like how to play guitar.
Sure, nice.
And so I was like, well, shit, I'm gonna like thumb through this book, you know, I'll kind of learn. And so
It was all just Nathan's stuff, your brother?
yeah. And this was maybe I was like 17-ish, and so I was
Okay.
like kind of doing it, whatever. Maybe 16, and started to pick it up, you know, not really for any reason, just kind of like doing it.
Just because it seemed fun?
Yeah, because at this point in my life, I was like, I hadn't realized I had the yearning to be a musician yet. I still was in the phase of like, well, that's not something I'm going to do. It's not even like in my register.
What did you want to do then at that point in your life?
Well, you know, I was like, well, I'm going to go to college, you know,
Just figure it out
That's what you
then.
do. I'll figure it out, you know. In my mind, I'm just like, have such like a, you know, scatterbrain, and especially like every 6 months to like a year, I'd be like, oh, maybe I'll be an English major, or maybe like, you know, I watched one episode of Cosmos, let me be an astrophysicist, like, oh,
That's all it
this or
takes.
that. And it's like, yeah, that's all you got to do, except, you know, take really hard classes and then have like a boring ass job where you analyze data all day. And
That
so
sounds
yeah,
awful.
that's how what?
That sounds awful.
Yeah,
Like
not
just being
everyone-
like an accountant.
Neil
or-
deGrasse Tyson.
some shit.
You're just like behind a computer, like analyzing the stars or some shit. But
Well, he specifically does is much more interesting than a regular
Right, well, it's not-
actual
I don't know if he-
astrophysicist that's
Regardless,
like
regardless.
studying it. He gets to be on camera and do goofy shit
Right,
that he wants to do, you know,
sound cool, but
which is way more interesting.
regardless. So I had started to like pick up the guitar. I started dating this girl that also like was playing the guitar a little bit and showed me, you know, the Ultimate Tabs app, and so I downloaded that and like would learn some tabs. I looked up like how to play a guitar, and then it'd be like, a page like how to play guitar in 10 minutes. All you need are these chords. And I was like, okay, A, E, C, G, F,
Dude,
easy.
There were so many
D.
songs back in the day where you could just have 4 chords and just play them.
And so that's what I would do, and I would like look up songs. Oh, if that one's got a chord I don't know, I won't play it. I'll just do the easy ones. Got like better just like at the fingering, getting used to like moving chords and stuff.
Right.
And then, so I kind of just like picked up a knack for the guitar, and went to college undecided. Just taking some gen eds, hated it so much, And
How long were you in college for?
just my freshman year I finished it, but I'm trying to think. There was a point at which I'm trying to think what made me want to pursue music. I don't know, like I guess I was just like at that age where, not that I'm much older now, but a few years back, you're just like you're at the age where you're really getting into like new musical tastes and stuff, and you're like, I guess I kind of just like developed.
You're just kind of like, I can make this.
I could kind of.
I want to make something like this.
I want to do that, and so, I was inspired by my friend Emmett, who, decided he didn't want to go to college either. He, I can't remember if he dropped out or if he did it like he finished his freshman year too, and he
just didn't like graduate.
He dropped out of college. I don't know if he plans on going back, but what he did is he bought a van and he customized it to like live in, like with a bed and a sink and stuff, solar panel on top, and he drove out to California hitting skate parks along the way and like just like skating. So I'm like,
just to do that?
That's fucking dope. And I
just don't know how you would be able to, afford doing that. You would just have to have shit saved.
He must
to be able
have
to just
money
drive.
saved, but that really inspired me. I was like, because I was hanging out with him in his dorm room, and I was like, see, because I'm thinking back, and I can't remember like the like what led up to this, me wanting to do this, like pursue music. But I just distinctly remember I was hanging out in his dorm room, and I was like, man, I don't even want to go to college. I want to make music. And he's like, then do it, dude. I was like, yeah.
You just needed someone to tell you to do it.
He just like clicked it in my brain, and so thought about it. I called my parents. I was like, like college sucks. Like it's not like there's no roadmap in my head of like, oh, I'll do this, and I hate every minute of it. All the bureaucracy that goes into like all the forms and the loans and shit. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'm not doing it anymore. My parents were like, so they were supportive. They're like, all right.
They were okay with that?
They were okay. My parents have always, it's kind of been like a blessing and a curse. Like my parents were always kind of like cool with me quitting stuff. So like that sucks because I feel like it's been detrimental to my ability to finish things. But
would agree,
it's been a blessing that they're so supportive of like my life choices and allowing me. It's not like they're like, oh, are you kidding me? Like we're paying for you to go to college, and you're like all this and that and like whatever. No, they were like, if that's what you want to do, do it. And and so I was like, all right, easy street from here on out. What we're gonna do? Just gonna be songs after songs, day after day, dude. And a year, maybe 2 years. Who knows what's gonna happen?
You're just gonna explode.
I'm gonna explode, dude. I'll be on fucking every Spotify playlist.
100%.
And it really hit me hard because I dropped out, had that summer, and then like that next semester I was like, I bought a keyboard, audio interface to record music, but I never stopped to consider like my ability to like have a solid work ethic, put in the work, of like constantly learning, constantly creating. Mm-hmm. So here I am almost, like 3 or 4 years later, I got this boy working on some stuff, but it's still like, it's not just like, oh, I'm going to make music. All right, let's do it. Like I'm kind of like getting through the weeds of my like mental state and the things like how I'm just holding myself back in terms of like my apprehension and my insecurities that make me think like, oh, can't really do that, but like, yeah, you can.
I don't know. It's hard just to finish things that like you're unsure of. Like if you've been listening to the same song that you've been working on for like just all day, just hours and hours, you're gonna fucking hate it.
Yeah.
You can't just do that and expect to keep loving
like,
it.
Yeah, this is like awesome. We're just having like a great time. Yeah, it's like anything else. It's work.
That's why I feel like we should just like work on multiple songs at a time, but like on the same day, but like for just like intervals.
Yeah, maybe
for like an hour or two, work on this one, but like have them all saved so we can like see our progress, you know?
Or potentially have like different days. So like maybe like Monday will be like a songwriting phase, or like week by week, like songwriting, arranging sort of stuff, and then like
different days or that one
times
day?
Of days. What?
Oh, like in the morning
yeah,
write,
maybe,
and then later
like,
we
yeah.
actually
like, I feel
play.
like my brain, I haven't really honed in on it yet, but
yeah, me neither.
But certain times of the day where I'm like more apt to, you know, have more of like a musical like songwriting ability, or like just be able to hunker down and mix, you know.
Right.
But yeah, like maybe like, you know, Monday we do this, Tuesday, and then like we have weeks and it's staggered. So like every week, like we're finishing a song, but it's not like we're just like working on that song all week and then on to the next song.
Right.
It's like staggered.
Yeah.
That'd be a good idea. Yeah, now that we got this new place, I'm just like,
you can actually figure it out.
you actually figure out like, yeah, we don't have to like coordinate meeting with each other and stuff.
Which sucked.
We pump out podcast after podcast.
Right, dude. Just crank them fucking out.
Just crank them.
God, it's gonna be so nice. God, the future is bright, guys.
The shafts are on the rise. Watch out, world.
The shafts are on the rise. They're getting thicker, getting longer. That's right, dude. All right. Did you want to continue on for this?
Topics.
We're still working on.
You got to make it seamless, dude. You got to make it seem like you're not looking at the topics list.
You know how many other podcasts are like, all right, what's the next topic? Were we moving on yet?
Yeah, inferior podcasts. This is Psychoactive.
They're not inferior
right?
to us.
We have a standard to uphold.
Do you want to talk about social media, dude? Like, what do you think of social media?
Is that the stuff that like it's on the internet? It's got like the likes and the dislikes. That one.
Sometimes.
I'm pro social media. That's all I gotta say.
Would you consider like YouTube a social media site? What's YouTube?
Yeah.
How is that compared to like Instagram? Like YouTube? Like which one's more social?
Let me backtrack.
Sure.
That was a half-assed attempt at a
no, that was funny, dude.
Facetious joke.
That was funny.
I obviously there's pros and cons. What were you asking? YouTube? I mean, YouTube's becoming more like a social media. Like if you open the app, there's YouTube stories now.
I was about to say, they just
which is
added
dumb
that.
because now they're showing you like other people you're not even subscribed to's stories.
It's like, why the fuck would I want to see that?
I don't care about that. Yeah. I'm not subscribed to them. I don't know them. Why would I want to watch what they're trying to tell me?
Just wouldn't.
But social media, it's just in the sense that I feel like we're in a place in like human development where, you know, face to face, most of the time, relatively, we can be nice to one another and, you know, be treat everyone with dignity and, you know, be compassionate. But there's something that we haven't worked out in our brain yet. I feel that when you're talking to someone on the other side of a screen, you know, there's the empathy dial is just turned pretty much to zero.
Mm-hmm.
Sympathy, you know, there's no consideration for how that person's going to receive that comment because it's just like a faceless thing.
Right.
They're
just being able to say that just because they know that they can just get away with it pretty much.
So things like, you know, websites like Reddit where it's like those comments can get pretty toxic. YouTube comments where it's like, you know, I'm just going to say what I think because, like, you know, it's the internet.
YouTube comments.
It's definitely interesting because, like, it you know, I don't think the argument is should we or should we not have it because it was always going to happen regardless.
Right,
It's always
right.
going to. It's always. And
It'll
it's,
be
and
there.
It's just gonna get more and more complex. You know, once technology
And invasive on us, I feel like.
Right. So we've got to find a way to you know, wrestle with it and grasp what not allow it to use us, but allow us to use it in a more you know, positive and responsible manner.
I feel like people use it to like gloat, basically, or
Yeah.
like show off something
Well-
that possibly isn't even like a real thing, just to make them look good.
Yeah,
you know,
well, that's like the big problem with Instagram.
right? And people think that's real life, and it's like you're just putting on this facade of like,
Right.
oh, this is my life. You know, it's like so perfect, and it's like, oh, don't you want this life too? And it's
Yeah.
like,
Well, that's what sucks with Instagram. And
no, you know, I don't.
yeah. Well, the thing that sucks about Instagram, especially, you know, I didn't have an Instagram until like, I mean, I was still in high school. There's some people out there that are saying like, you know, it's bad for kids in high school, but it's like terrible in terms of mental health for like anyone younger than that. And there's like kids, you know, late elementary school, middle school that are like all over these apps, you know. I remember in high school, I wasn't like super social. So sometimes if I didn't go out, but I saw my friends hanging out on social media, I'd get mad FOMO, dude. Just like, oh, I mean, like, I bet they're having like a great time, and I'm not there,
wish I
you know,
was
whatever.
there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like you were saying, Instagram. All Instagram is, and we're not thinking about it. It's not like we're like, oh, I'm gonna make myself look better and everyone will like me. It's just like a subconscious thing where you're like,
Oh, this is a
I
cool
want to.
thing.
Oh, this is dope. I want people to know the dope thing I'm doing. It's not
Right.
like you're like washing dishes.
Right.
Isn't it crazy? How we all
We
have
should
to
do
wash
that, though.
dishes. We're
We
like,
should do shit
oh,
like
look
that.
at this. No, like, look at this zit. Oh my god! Like it's like no. You're taking a picture of the dopest places you've been, dude. Like the dopest meals
In the
oh my
studio.
God, look at my makeup plus the filter that makes me look completely blemish free, and
Right.
my hair looks fucking nice and so yeah, we're not thinking about it. We as the human race are just like at this point massively unconscious, and so when these technologies come in, it just there's weak points, there's flaws in our psyche that it pushes on. So that's with Instagram. With Twitter, it seems much more what's the word? Just like it seems way more detrimental to our mental health and just public discourse to begin with.
I mean, on Twitter, it's people just fucking take sides just right away with
Right.
like everything.
And it's weird because it wasn't always that way. I remember when I
Yeah.
first heard Twitter, it was like, oh yeah, you know, you can see what a celebrity's eating. Well, that's crazy. What a novel thought. Like right this minute. And it just like slowly over time transformed, and definitely this had a part in just the division of our country and our discourse. So now, what's really been bothering me lately is, everything is becoming more and more politicized. Like the more
Right.
divergent the two sides get, like anything is people take sides on now. Like it can be the drop of a hat, like nothingness. It becomes bipartisan.
It's always just good and bad. Like my side's completely right and your side's
and we're
completely wrong.
we're starting to see like
There's no
wish I
middle
had
fucking
examples.
ground. I mean, right, but it's so toxic. Like we don't want to look at that and just try to pick it out. You know.
yeah,
You can go to literally any political, especially a political person, like, and just look at the comments on like their tweets and just see the toxicity that happens.
right.
I mean,
But
even Andrew Yang, dude,
what
our
about him?
boy, even his posts get fucking shat on by people, and it's just like,
I mean, you're not gonna not like. You can even be the best person.
yeah,
But what social media allows you to do, I mean, you can block people, but before you block them, you know, some people are shitholes, and some people are dumb. Like, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. And if you got a bad mix of the two, you know, it's pretty fun to go on and make yourself feel better by being like, you fucking cuck, you fucking stupid. What are you, a fucking socialist? You're gonna fucking run this country into the
Right,
ground, like stupid shit like
right.
that. But
man, I love people like that. It's so good.
yeah, I mean, that's all I hang out with is people like that.
I don't talk to people that aren't like that. Like I don't
Well,
communicate.
that's why
with
I'm
them.
living with you.
Exactly. Yeah, you're not political at all, Wesley.
Burn.
You're not political at all, dude.
We're not talking about politics. We're talking about being a shitty person.
Oh, I mean, I feel like we all have the ability to be shitty, but it's just more about self-control and like
Some people
how
are
you
definitely-
handle yourself.
Some people are definitely shittier.
That's true. I would agree with that.
But I mean, going back to Twitter, it's really sad to see how. So it started off with people on the right being like, "Oh, people on the left are they're snowflakes. They care. Oh, they care so much about everything." But it's funny because then now, so they started it. So now the left goes. Anytime the right cries foul on anything, not like cries foul like they're right about it, but like anytime they're like, "Oh, you know, this or that," now
Fake
the
news.
right or whatever.
Yeah.
Now the left calls the right snowflake. So now like snowflake is this blanket term for someone
they?
who doesn't agree. Yeah,
Just for anyone who's like super sensitive about something or like a bunch of shit.
because like you're not going to do anything, especially since it's so divided. You're not going to do anything to the other side that they won't just turn around and do to you. So now like arguments are getting taken in bad faith. There are assumptions being made about your character based on your political stance or your stance on issues, when in reality obviously
I just feel like people are more complex than just like their opinions on one issue. you
right,
know?
exactly. So you hear how someone believes something. Oh, you're pro-abortion, or you're anti-abortion, whatever. I know how you are as a person. I don't like you. I'm gonna block you. I don't like all your views are trash. You're a horrible person. Fuck you. And that's it. You know,
Yeah.
close the book on that story.
But it's just like you don't know like what happened to them to make them have this. You don't know if something
You don't know
like
if they're
horrible,
the nicest fucking person in
or-
the world.
Right.
But they have one issue they disagree with you on. Even if you went and grabbed a drink or had dinner with them, you would have an amazing time. But nope, that's the thing. So with Twitter, I've been trying to get back to this point for the past like 5 minutes. Politicians are have been sucked into the vortex of this same game. And it's sad because instead of championing ideas,
That's the word.
they do the same thing. Like, you know, say what you will about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She listen to her speak on the floor or in any hearings or whatever. She's so confrontational. She's so, oh, so what do you
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's like almost like real life Twitter talking of like, nah, instead of being like, oh hey, I'm not trying to be divisive. I'm not trying to because the other side is wrong. So it's you've got to do this because we're trying to. Oh, I'm fighting for the people. I care about people and workers' rights. But no, actually, I just hate the rich and fuck everybody on the other side.
Right. I don't get when people just say they can just hate the rich. It's like you don't know like what some of these people.
Funny I've been seeing.
You don't know like what these people like took to get there. Some people struggled like
or
a
what they do with their
motherfucker to
money
get
or
there.
how they are as a person. Yeah,
Right.
This is something I love on Twitter. You always see the same exact people that are beholden to like the super leftist ideology. Like they all like have the same opinions. This is something I've been seeing recently. Is people will say like, if you're a billionaire, you're not a good person. Just flat out. Like if you have $1 billion or more, you're just not a good person.
You're just a shitty person.
Because they only see it through the lens of, oh well, like you made that money by fucking over workers and by cutting their pay or whatever, or their benefits, and just giving yourself more money, which absolutely is true in many cases, and we should work to protect people that are putting in the work at the bottom.
Absolutely.
However, they completely deny and just don't even see the fact that those people created maybe thousands, hundreds of thousands of jobs, are providing a stimulus to the areas in which their businesses operate. And then you don't know how much money they give away to charity. You don't know what charity organizations they found. You don't know, and it's these people who act like
The people that just like assume the victim role just right away, you mean?
right. Well, for themselves or for people who don't have as much.
Right.
So I absolutely am on board with reforming our economic system however we can. It's a complex issue. and there are issues with the current system. But just say, oh, capitalism is just evil. It's always been evil. It's only been a net bad, and it fucks over, workers and, goddamn, I keep losing my
just
train of
everything.
thought.
I mean, it's like literally built the country to what it is.
Right.
I mean, it's not saying it's a good, but like we're
Right.
like well established.
The wealthiest and one of the wealthiest nations
Yeah.
in all of history. I don't know if
We're also greatly in debt, but I mean, it's
right.
all right.
Well, yeah. So
We're
like,
also the wealthy. And so.
obviously, we haven't figured out how to use this system and not pollute the
Right.
shit out of the world. Put a bunch of pollutants into the air and into the ocean, and
I feel like people don't take that seriously enough still yet, like environmental issues.
right. Well,
But like, if you were to look outside, dude, weather has been retarded. I mean, no R word.
Dude,
It's
you
been
said the
ridiculous
retarded word.
lately. Like, it's been winter for like 13 months, dude. Like, my
well,
God.
honestly, yeah. I feel like people get hung up on the debate. Let's not forget what we were just talking about, because I want to get back to that. What were we just talking about? Yeah, how people think capitalism and stuff.
Yeah.
But and then what did you just say?
I just said whether people don't like take weather
Yeah,
change seriously.
I love how the
like climate
issue
change.
is whether or not it's man-made. All scientists say it's 100% man-made. Who gives a fuck if it's man-made? The past 4 years have been hotter than on record every year. So something's happening. Weather's becoming more erratic. Like April is, blah, 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 what's going on,
So who gives a
winter-
shit what's causing it? We just
Yeah,
need to do
exactly.
something to like
Yeah.
put out the fire a little bit.
Or do what we can to mitigate it. 'Cause
Right. Mitigate,
looking
yeah.
back in history, we know that cataclysmic events have happened, whether it's related to like ice ages or or even like meteors falling out of the sky. That's not 100% related to climate change, but like the Earth's climate changes. So whether or not we have done something to accelerate it, the fact that we're not putting as much as much of our technology toward fixing it as we are 20 fucking years ago.
Bro, for real.
Yeah, it's scary. And who knows what 20 years in the future is going to be like. Is New York going to be 4 feet high with water? Are we going to have it be so hot at the equator you can't live there? Like, that's something that's just so out of the realm of possibility to us. Like, oh yeah, people live all over. Like, even if it's really hot, some people live there, but not if it's 140,
Right, where you just can't live
You're
there.
just blistering.
Yeah. I can't even imagine that shit.
But
yeah, like, especially with our president being such an ignorant twat that he is, like, it's making even less people aware of the fact that we need to, like, just do something, like, just
Yeah.
individually even.
yeah.
I don't know.
And that's what sucks about the bipartisanship of like every issue
Yeah.
is it's either, okay, the issue is, well, is it man-made? People on the right say, no, it's not man-made. Well, so what? And then they act like that's reason to not do anything about it. But it's like, look at the facts
like,
and what
we
is
can't,
happening.
like, because we can't change it. We're not the ones.
Right. But
Hands
also,
off.
because of the fact of, big oil, I'm sure lobbies people a bunch to believe or say certain things, like
That's probably true. I don't know anything about big oil and what
I don't know. I'm
what they're
spouting
doing.
bullshit. I haven't done any research.
That's
recently.
what we do here.
Dude, big oil, dude.
Big oil.
You heard it here first. 2 thumbs down on big oil, dude. Renewable resources all the way. We need more nuclear
Teslas,
power,
dude.
I've heard. Don't ask me why, but I heard that's our only hope.
Nuclear power.
Yeah.
Well, because you can run so much off so little with that. It's just
Is
crazy,
that why? I
right?
mean,
Yeah.
plus
it's
other
nuclear.
than nuclear waste, which is not good, but it doesn't like it doesn't pollute.
Doesn't
it
pile up.
It doesn't give out. I mean, we
that.
pile it up. I think like underground
Nuclear
or some
waste?
shit.
Do we?
Which is like, I think. Okay. I don't know.
I wish we knew more things.
All right, research nuclear power for the next. No, but going back to like the capitalism, debate. It is. There's something else I was gonna say about it, but
About capitalism?
just like how people, we were talking about how people like people that they say they're for the workers' right or the right or not
Just for
just
the
for
poor,
workers,
basically?
poor people.
Yeah.
But really, their actions don't show that they're for helping poor people, or else they would dump all of their resources and all of their time and all of their activism into
Just trying to
building
help.
up the lower class, like things we can do to
Like
help
actually
people.
help them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're taking all their anger and putting it towards the like hating the rich. Which okay, yeah, I got my train of thought back. So, I feel like through the lens of just like compassionately seeing the world for what it is, it's, you know, we were on a rock where there was no life, and then life sprang up, and so now we got this system, which is all arbitrary, but it's a game we're playing. Mm-hmm.
It's a game we forced ourselves
like you're playing,
into, and now.
Well, hold on. So you like say we're playing Monopoly, which is pretty much like Monopoly.
Yes.
And there's someone who's winning. You can hate them for winning, but you agreed to play the game. Now, obviously, we didn't agree to play the game, but you're all playing by the same rules. It's the game we're playing. So, if someone gets born, you know, into a wealthy family, you know, a lot of connections and stuff, they do what they do to make a lot of money, nefariously or otherwise. Maybe not nefariously. That kind of ruins my point. Say they did everything.
It does.
Say they did everything by the book. They're They're a good person. Mm-hmm. They made their money honestly, and now they're just like super fucking rich. You can't just hate that person just because they have money.
Just because they're successful.
You see like the people up top is like, oh, they just fuck everything over, which is like, I agree with you that is an exploitation of capitalism. That like. The blood of the system is also the reward of the system. So the stuff that needs to run through it to make it function is also the thing that people hoard and keep to themselves.
Right.
But we need to change the game. You don't hate the You don't hate the player. You hate the game, baby. That's
the rules aren't fair. Change them.
Exactly. Don't. Yeah. So like, put your activism and your all your resources into changing the game. Don't because you're just putting out negative energy, just hating someone.
Right.
It's like, all right, you know, you're just holding on to anger and making yourself more angry.
Right.
I'm gonna check how long we've been
Which
going.
is super bitter. I mean,
right.
Like, why not just try to spread positivity instead of just anger and like resentment and just hate?
Right. Well, that's the thing.
Isn't Twitter supposed to not allow hateful conduct? And like that's all it is, really.
Or Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter.
Yeah,
This is so bad.
Well, it's harassment and violence, but words are violence.
The context matters. It's all about the context. Poor Alex Jones.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Alex Jones, dude? Oh man, dude, how do you count up to 512 on both hands? That's what I want to know. Because you said you can do that, and I don't understand.
You don't think you can, dude? You don't trust me, dog?
I didn't say that.
Trust me, dog. Trust me, dog.
I didn't say I didn't trust you. I said I have 10 fingers, basically. I don't know how I would count to 512.
512, dude.
Is that you ready? Just keep going? Is that
you ready? You ready? Follow me now. So what you do is each finger is assigned a value, starting with 1 and doubling. Okay, so it gets a little tricky, a little harder math on the right hand. But so we start 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. So let's just use the first one. We can count up to 32 on one hand.
Right.
So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck you. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, all the way up to 32. Why are you shaking your head?
I mean, no, I get it. It's just your brain works a lot faster than mine does.
You're a little.
1, 2, 3.
Well,
right.
I've practiced this before.
Okay, 4.
4.
That's a good one. I like 4.
So yeah, and then 16, 32,
Okay.
64, 128,
Right.
256, 512.
Wow. So this thumb's 512.
And so yeah, and then you have every number up to that.
Right.
If you needed to count up to 512 for some reason. Damn. And it's also easy because like, you know that's 4, you know that's 8. You're just holding up one finger, but you know it's 8. Whereas, you only have 10 options. If you're trying to count something, you got to just go start back and know which one you're at or something.
That's really handy if you're like counting shit. Well, I wasn't making a joke, but that's funny, right?
I thought you were making a joke.
I'm not that clever, dude. Fuck off. Giving me more credit.
This coffee is probably the worst stale taste I've ever had in a coffee. Like it was sitting up there for a while, and then just like when I pour it in here, it gets cold. It's like gross.
Just gagging. Yeah.
It's Newman's Own coffee. I'll just say it's Newman's Own breakfast blend. Not a fan. Won't be getting it again.
Yeah, but you got it because it was all
Fair
like
trade.
good
I need
shit.
fair trade. I don't
Yeah,
want
fair
no
trade.
slave coffee.
Dude, grab that egg shaker right there behind you. Now we love the egg shaker, don't we?
I love the egg shaker. Can't wait to throw it in some hit songs by the Shafts.
The Shafts. Yeah, dude, we just have the one, but I mean, it makes enough sound for
Dude, it's such a versatile instrument because like, at the first glance you see it and you're just like, I mean, yeah, just like a shaker, But I really want to get used to like maybe like practicing with it playing with it like a little bit a day because it really is versatile in like the amount of like different shaking sounds it can make.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Obviously, you can go like quiet and it gets like really loud.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have like the different angles that you can shake it at.
It does sound different.
I bet there's a great YouTube video on how to play the shaker.
And there probably is some.
Oh, you can swirl it? That's pretty cool.
I like that one. Sounds like an ocean.
Sounds like a rain stick kind of.
Yeah. Dude, I love the egg shaker.
It's just like fun to play. Getting the rhythm.
I don't know what it does. It like keeps the rhythm going. Like I don't know.
Yeah, like when it comes into a song, it's just like
it hypes it up a little bit.
It's such a danceable sound.
It's pretty grooving. I love it. But yeah, it's hard to play with anything else though. But by itself.
Yeah, yeah. When we were trying to play drones the other day, and I was trying to do hand drum and
it's not possible.
I checked the time, but I didn't look at the time.
So you looked at it, you just didn't register it in your brain.
You're right. About 45 minutes.
We kind of talked about college, didn't we? The college
No, not
scam.
really. We can save that for another one.
I feel like we've talked about that a little bit.
A little bit.
Not like a
We can
lot.
dive into. We kind of brushed just about going to college, but
Right.
let's save that for a future date. That's a thick one.
It is a thick one, isn't it?
Dude, don't you hate that when you're like, just look at my phone? Well, you wear a watch like a fucking dork, but like when you look at your phone, like, I still don't know what time it is. You do like 3 or 4 times in a row.
I just have the watch, so I don't
Hilarious.
have to do that. So it's like, oh, there it is. There's the time. I guess you can use that clock too. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but
Some nice back crackage. Crack back.
wonder if the mic picked that up. What can we do to become better music makers? In your opinion, what do you think? What do you think we can
that
change?
sounds like a really good, just like off the cuff, like from
No.
your head.
That's not the fact.
That's the point. What did I say about flow?
Dude, that was so
What did I
funny.
say about?
I'm here to break it.
I'm not being funny.
There's no
dude.
flow.
I'm not being funny. I'm angry.
Your face
at you
is just
right
funny
now.
then. I'm sorry. It just makes me laugh. I
What
just
can we
see it
do
and I'm
to be
like,
better music makers? I don't know.
focus.
Honestly, the work, focus, the work, Adderall, dude. It honestly
Easy.
is like the work ethic, because like I'm such a perfectionist. Like I have ideas in my head, and they just like sound fucking crisp, like vocal melody, maybe for like a couple words or something. I'm like, that's a dope song. All right, hunker down. There's some harmonies on there, maybe like set some shit up in Ableton. Have some ideas, arrange maybe like 15 seconds of the song, and then never look at it again.
right.
And so that just like goes back to my problem of
Just like a really fire
finishing
15
things.
seconds,
Dude.
Just like a bump in 15 seconds.
I got a whole library of killer ideas. Trust
Yeah.
me. But yeah, I feel like just scheduling our time and like definitely, I'm more of like I don't know about you. I don't know, put words in your mouth, but I'm like definitely really scatterbrained. It's hard for me to focus. I feel like one of the best things we can do for that is, even if we're like, it's hard to focus, just scheduling our time where it's like, all right, tomorrow morning we're doing this.
Right.
Or like, Friday we're going to do this, so that like, it's already in our head. We have the intent, and then we do it, and then we're there. And then the more we do that,
body's
it just like
expecting
becomes
to do it.
solid,
Right.
solid, like habitual.
Like a
we're
routine.
right.
Yeah.
Routine. It's like, that's how like humans are. It's like you just do what you do, and if you just get used to it, it's like
We just don't have like an
TV
official
or-
plan yet. You know,
You're saying we don't?
right? Like
you wanna,
for
you
the
wanna do one?
chefs.
You want to do one? You want
Yeah,
to make an
of
official
course.
schedule, dude?
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Hopefully, we have an album out by the end of the year. Hopefully,
Yeah.
that's our plan.
Yeah, our plan is, well, should we divulge?
I'm saying EP, but
Divulge? Divulge? Is that a,
divulge.
like
You think
give
that's a
out
word? I'm gonna search it right now.
DIVULGE, I think.
Yeah, make known.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
It sounded weird in my head.
Yeah, it
Sounds
doesn't sound like a word.
Do you want to divulge the details of what we're planning to do, or do you want to just...
Well, how much do you want to talk about?
I was just going to say, we're planning on doing, getting some of our ideas out there, just like doing a... kind of like a demo EP, like a few... maybe like more of like a demo
Like
album.
5 or 6 songs.
I was thinking like,
Or like what?
like 15 to 20 songs. It's like, should be easy. No, it doesn't matter how many
Dude,
songs.
the more
Obviously,
songs, the
this is-
easier.
But yeah, we're just trying to like, because I feel like that would help us get into like the routine once we like, maybe set a deadline. That's something that would help too, is like setting deadlines. So if we have a song, it's like, all right, it has to be done by Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's fucking work on it.
So let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, because we have a lot of ideas we've been bouncing around. Haven't really been hitting them too hard. But we
have like some ideas that are more solid than others though.
Right.
But like they're still not done, but
right.
they're more
so
solid.
we gotta. But the idea is we'll have a sort of demo album, so that way we can not really worry a whole lot about having them be like mastered or like sound like amazing, but just like stuff that we can give out and like be able to build a rapport. People like can find us on the internet, look at it, and then we'll have songs to play, gigging around.
Dude.
So
I mean, I'm obviously gonna be doing that myself, so it's not gonna be like the level of like someone who's been doing it for like
doing
their
what
whole
yourself,
life, like mastering, mixing,
oh yeah,
and
yeah,
shit.
yeah. Yeah, we'll make it
But
sound as good as
it'll
we can.
sound
but
it'll sound good. It's just
I feel like
I hope it sounds.
I just want to
good.
be able to call it a demo album, so we can just be like,
So it cannot be as high tier.
yeah, be like, don't have super high standards. But at the same
But
time,
then if we exceed those with like actually good engineering,
then we don't have to call it a demo album.
well, we still will. They'll just think it's good. And that's what we want.
It's not just arbitrary, dude. These are just words, dude. These are just
What are
words.
even words,
Dude,
dude?
what even are words?
Things
All
we
right.
assign meaning to.
And on that note, you want to wrap it up?
Sure, dude. Are we actually gonna play a
Do a
song?
jam. You feeling like it?
Yeah. Did we decide what we're gonna do?
I thought we did.
Just the one we were just been fucking around with.
Yeah.
Okay, dude. Did you want just djembe? Or no?
I'm okay.
You're just gonna riff
Just
with the vox.
dude, nothing but the Vox, baby.
I still don't know the rhythm that I want to play this at.
Just feel it out. Just jam it.
It sounds a little sweet. Maybe
It's a little sweet, like a candy tree. Tell me what you wanna go and do. Alex, I'm in love with you. Hey, let's make a song today. Tell you what I'm gonna do.
Love when I drop the pick.
Thank you for listening to Psychoactive with the Chefs. We're here to bring you smiles and to bring you lots of laughs. And Alex will say some dumb and racist things sometimes, but that's okay, 'cause we grow and change and grow and change and get real high. supposed to be the end.
Have you ever heard a song before?
A few.
Singing doesn't go to the end.
There are no rules.
music
Fuck
does.
your rules.
There's a set number of rules. There's 16 rules for making a song.
We'll have to go over those next time. Please teach me the
On
way.
next, I just made it up. I'll make up 16 things. I'll make them up. Did you want to plug anything?
Is available.
What do you mean available? They're up. I mean, we post on our Instagram.
No, I mean what they are.
Isn't it just at _shafts on Instagram? And then on Bandcamp, it's bandcamp.com/the-shafts.
Yeah, check out C Average.
You got that
on
up there.
Bandcamp. I believe it's also on our. What was our SoundCloud?
SoundCloud. I think it's
But
We
just
Are
the-
the Shafts is
We
our
Are the Shafts
SoundCloud.
on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And then
That's where we post our
follow my
podcasts.
hot takes and unpopular opinions on Twitter. I'm at Weston Kinghorn.
There you go. You changed it? Good.
Yeah.
Something nice.
It was the no vowels, but that's so 2014.
It is. We're not there anymore.
So, all right, thanks for listening. I'm glad you got this far because you definitely watched to the end. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
We love you. Be great to yourself and others. Positive, uplifting speech will take you far.
Call your mom.
Call your mom.
Tell her you love her. You know?
You love them.
Yeah. Just 'cause, why not?
Bye, everybody.
See you next time.
See you next time.